here's Brody Brazil.
The voicemail line is always open for you, and whether you've called in before or this would be your first time, you're always welcome at 833-4BRODY. I take questions and comments and contributions for the YouTube channel. I listen to all of the calls. Then I get to play back and respond to the very best ones.
Hey, Brody. This is Brett calling from Cincinnati, Dayton area in Ohio. I was kind of curious, how do they determine, because I've seen some of your videos about some minor league teams, what do you think all goes into the choice of picking a minor league market? Because if you pick here in Dayton, it's about 45 minutes north of Cincinnati, and the Dragons are very well attended. A lot of Reds do their rehab assignments here. Yeah, I was just kind of curious, I know proximity I'm sure is important, but I was kind of curious what all goes into picking a minor league market. Anyway, love your videos. Have a good one. Bye.
Brett, thank you very much for the call and your own personal insight and observation. And this is a topic that we just kind of don't really discuss because a lot of these things have been in place, connections between major and minor league sports teams for years and decades. And so because things have always been that way, we don't really put much thought into, well, how exactly did it get to be this way? Or sometimes why do major league teams affiliate with different minor league clubs or cities or markets? And how does all of this work? I think to your point, the number one thing we can say about affiliate cities is that easy travel is a priority for the top affiliates and their major league correspondents. So yeah, I think we're talking about proximity here, but especially like a AAA baseball team and the major league club, or an AHL team and the NHL team in hockey. So you want to have your players with the ability to be sent down, brought back up, on a moment's notice, preferably a car ride away. If you had to, if it's 30 minutes or 2 hours or 2.5 hours, you could make that happen pretty quick. Or a short plane flight between major cities. You just want access to your players as soon as you need them. There's nothing worse than an injury happening and then you need to backfill your roster or your lineup and you don't have access to that person because they're on the other side of the continent. They're 3 time zones away. That's a very difficult situation. So easy travel is a priority, and not just traveling for that team, they can get to their other minor league markets, but you can get from your top minor league market to the major league market ASAP. You're obviously also looking for, in this affiliate city, amenities for living and facilities for playing. You don't want to have your AAA baseball team be miserable in the place that they are because housing's not great, there's not a lot of inventory, or the location's not great, or they're frustrated by it, or even facilities for training and playing. These are people that are on your farm. You want them to be ready so that when the call-up happens, they're in good shape, they've been taken care of, they've had all the proper training and recovery and rehabilitation. You want all of that for your minor league teams too. So you're not sending them off into the wild. You're not trying to make this some primitive thing. Amenities and facilities are also huge in this. You also need a market where it's strong enough to sustain a business and operations. And you think about an additional 20 to 40 to 50 to maybe 100 employees of this minor league team. But you also need it to be a livable market where the business of the minor league team can go well. Sponsors and partners and cooperations, and you need all of that so that your minor league team is at least staying afloat and not costing you money, and you don't have to worry about that operation. So you understand that minor league market is not going to be the same size as the major league market. But sometimes there are pretty big minor league towns that could honestly host a major league team, potentially or possibly. And those are the optimal markets you want to be in because they should have the inventory of sponsors and partners and all that so your business can do well. Season ticket holders, did I not mention that? You need a strong enough market to sustain your business and your operations. There's also a difference here between clubs and teams and minor league franchises that are owned by the big league club versus minor league teams that are owned by somebody else, and then there are operating agreements and then negotiations. And sometimes that's why these teams change their affiliation, right? Because the team might be owned by, for example, there's a company out there called Diamond Baseball Holdings. Did you know that right now they own more than 30-something% of all minor league baseball teams? And they're trying to get more. I think they're capped at 50, but they're at 45 right now of the 120 total minor league clubs. So that's a different scenario where the company that owns those minor league teams, yes, they are affiliates of the big league club, but they're not owned by the big league club. So the affiliates might move. The affiliates might do different things as a business. They're just in an operating agreement with the big league club. That's all that really connects those two things. There are other minor league teams which are owned by the major league team. And then the major league team runs the minor league's business and ticket sales and promotions and can maybe facilitate movement a lot easier. The major league team can also say, hey, we want our minor league team here or there. They have more say in the matter when they obviously own it, instead of having a partnership with somebody else or an agreement with somebody else. Optimally, I do want to say this, with an affiliate city, there are interesting scenarios and situations, but one thing that I think you probably never want to have optimally is you never want to have co-location with a different pro sports team in that same city. And I guess I'm bringing up the case of like Sacramento right now, where the Giants AAA affiliate used to be the A's AAA affiliate. The River Cats, they've existed for a long time at Raley Field, and now the A's have moved in too to share that ballpark. Now, again, temporary situation, but I don't think for the sake of competition and existence, and dual existence, I don't think you want to ever share a market with another team's affiliation, either their major league team or their minor league team. You just don't want that. It's not good for everybody. If it's the same team's major and minor league team, well, then that makes a lot more sense. They can control how they do things. They can balance things out. There's no competition there. It's all one entity. But when you've got two different competing products, no matter which one's the major and minor league level, that's when you kind of get into a bad situation. Really, that's the only thing to avoid from a competition aspect here. Otherwise, look, you're trying to pick proximity, you're trying to pick amenities and facilities, strong enough market to sustain business and operations. And so that's kind of how it goes. And minor league teams and their cities, they don't really move around a lot. There's not a ton of change over time. There's so many teams that we do witness change, but a lot of these smaller towns and cities, they've had their minor league teams for quite some time. So change does happen, but I think stability is good for all aspects of minor league sports. That's my answer to the question. Hopefully that makes a lot of sense. Hopefully you have some comments. You'll put them down below. Also, thumbs up while you're down there. Helps me, the video, the channel. Don't forget to subscribe. I want to see you back here next time.